I walk outside to feed the pigs on a hot summer day, and there's freaking 5 little piglets. Look at that. Golly, first time mother. Look at you, Beans. Look at that. Oh my God, clean and everything. Clean, live, not making a sound. Now I gotta get that boar out of there so he don't eat them, because this is scary for me. I gotta go turn off the electric fence and bait his butt out, then not have him bite me, put him in some temporary housing he can't bust out of. Oh, I was not prepared for this at all. Shoot. Rooting already. You gonna teach him, Mama? What are you getting there, Beans? What are you getting? Huh? What are you getting in there? Huh, big girl? What a good mama. And what good news. What is that, 10, 12 tits and only 5 little butts? That means they're all gonna get fed. We're not gonna have any little runts crying for milk. Mama's nutritional demands are gonna be reasonable, you know, something I can meet. Oh boy, get that colostrum in there. Happy, happy joy. Hey, big girl. Hey, big girl. Where's your piggies? Are they playing in that pipe? Neat. Neat, neat. Bacon bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go check, Mama. Who's a good girl? Well, still kind of a pigsty around here because I've just not made the time to really clean up all the things that this boar knocked over. I hurt my back. It's killing me just to tie my shoes. Don't mind that little scrap of wood. It's just resting in there to stay out of the rain. But anyhow, I made this lean-to. It's got a bit of an extension and an overhang, a cantilever overhang on it. I don't have any more lumber right now. Next time I cut a piece, I got to do just one more, that third piece right there. Now this pen is a mud pit. I mean, 5 days of rain will do that. This pen is a mud pit. Granted, it's good to have a couple wallows in there, but it gets a little too muddy. I really would like to have my bobcat back together so I can scrape this out and get a few more truckloads of wood chips and start over. Because when you're on fresh wood chips, you really don't have any problem. It drains. Actually, there's 2 frogs in there. Now there's a frog hole. I'm surprised that pig hasn't eaten them yet. So this little mama right here just got attacked by a dog, by 3 dogs. And the leader was ripping her head open. I cannot believe that the holes that were in her head closed up overnight. I really didn't think she was going to make it. I could have stuck my thumbs down in, or I could have put $1 or 2 worth of quarters down in the holes right behind her ears. But the truth is, a pig has got a huge amount of fat and stuff in the back of their neck. I know that from butchering a few. Now she's getting milked down. She has lost a lot of weight from supporting these. In cattle, you'd call that, you know, milking the hide off of them. In a dairy cow, if you were over milking and undernourishing. So she's losing body condition fast from feeding these little runts. And I was so nervous that she was going to be dead, and I was going to have to figure out a way to feed them because they're not weaned yet. They're not ready to be eating solid food. So the good news is we got sun for the next 5 or 10 days. This will dry all out. I got no shirt on right now. I mean, it's hot out right now. So we don't have any weather condition concerns, and they'll be in good shape when the cold weather does come. These little guys, they'll be plenty stabilized to it. They got that's actually a laid down shower insert with a roof over the top to keep the rain and the shade out of it. It's got a mud flap, so it's completely enclosed. They walk in through a flap door. They're completely out of the wind and out of the elements, out of the sun, out of the rain. So, and you can tell when an animal's happy. It doesn't make a bunch of noise. As long as you feed them, it'd be good. But yeah, the point of the story was that she healed up like overnight. Massive, you know, holes this big and that deep. I could see down, like I could see cords and fat blobs and stuff down in her back of her head, and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna have to shoot her. But she was not bleeding, not hardly. She wasn't gushing, there was no drips coming out. It coagulated real fast. So I said, let's just see what happens, and I let her go. Next morning, them things had sealed up. They're closed up, and that's been 2 days, and you know, now she's chipper, good attitude. So I'm really thankful for that. But I did have to shoot that dog. She was my favorite of the 3. I had 3 strays, but that dog killed all kinds of stuff. And I finally had to say, next is going to be a child. And when I heard the squealing, my girlfriend, my kids and my girlfriend's kids were out back, and I heard terrible sounds. I went out as fast as I could possibly run. My legs are sore, so sore 2 days later from it. It was as fast as I could move. I field goal kicked that dog, and I thought it would go flying and scatter and run. Nope. I flipped the dog to the other side, and it stayed latched on. And I landed in the mud and concrete, and I flopped around on the ground, and I got like tackled the back end of the dog, and I'm ripping on that dog. I couldn't hold her with one hand. If I could have, I would have smashed her until she was not moving no more. But she got away from me. The other 2 dogs scattered, so all 3 were on her, but the one was the ringleader for sure. And the other 2 scattered, and then that dog got away from me. But I got the pig back in here. I put her up safely, and then I just waited a while for things to calm down. I went and finished cooking dinner, and I got the AR and I baited that dog out back. You know, I took her for a walk. She followed me, and she knew she was in trouble. She stayed back pretty far. She was reluctant to get near me. And last favor I did for her was 4 quick shots. I gave that dog years to stop killing things, and it was my mistake. You cannot say that I'm not any kind of farmer, but you can't fancy yourself any kind of farmer and then keep a predator. You can't feed the predator, protect the predator, and then keep the prey defenseless. Now, it was my fault for letting her roam to go clean up acorns, so she could go eat acorns and get all that saturated fat in her and mineral and stuff. Acorns are, you know, nature's candy. They come in the fall so that these mamas can get all the nutrients they need to produce a crop of babies. So I wanted her to get the acorns, and I'm not going to walk around picking them up, but I trusted that she was big enough and that the dogs were fine enough to not bother her, and I was wrong. That dog, the ringleader, was feral, and she must have had some kind of, she had some instinct to attack things. So she had to go. I'd be the one saying, oh my God, how could this possibly happen, when she rips a person open. And I've seen that happen before, where people keep giving an animal a chance, and they keep trying to be a therapist for this dog, and then one day, instead of killing a cat or another dog, the dog is chewing some child or person or woman open, and then you got to put the dog down and say, oh, I'm so sorry, let's hope the insurance pays for it. No, that ain't the way to do it. Man up, handle your business. Yeah, it hurt. Of course it hurt me, but it had to be done, and I knew it had to be done that day, while I was still furious with her, while my hatred of what she did was still there. Because if I just threw her out in the street, if I gave her away to somebody else, then I'm just pushing my problem off to someone else. I'm giving someone else my crisis. If I put her out in the road, then she'd just be waiting at the gate with sorry puppy eyes, and every time, as I watch the ribs come out of her as she starts to starve, I'm going to soften up and let her back in and forgive her again, and she's going to kill something again. You can't do that. So I had to do it. Hated doing it. Like I said, she was my favorite, but I gave her a good life. She had plenty of chances to act correct, and she got clobbered for, that was the chicken coop. I had meat birds, and she would dig holes under and let them little meat birds get out when they were little chicks. She would ambush them as they came out the hole. In the middle of the night, she would dig all night and then eat a bunch of chicks. And I'd catch her and I'd beat the crap out of her. No, she didn't learn. She just kept killing stuff. She killed another pig. If I was not home, those 3 dogs would have killed this pig, and then those babies would be starving. And what would I do? So it was time, and that's just country life. That's what it is, and yeah, the kids didn't like seeing it, but they know me keeping something dangerous around them is not me being responsible. It's my job to protect all of the defenseless prey from the predator. That's my job. I can't be feeding a coyote with a collar and saying that's my favorite dog. Nope, she got fed the last meal, and it was 223. So you got to do what you got to do, people. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. God bless you, and praise the Lord.